Mm-hmm. All right. And she's like, no. Second of all, the headphones I was going to use just died? What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Low battery.
You gotta charge it?
No. Oh, it's on the iPad over here. What? Oh, nothing. My life is just tragic.
It's just so hard.
Life is difficult.
Life's difficult. Nice. Oh yeah, I gotta pin that. Let's do that. Nice. Hey, user 5772, man. Thank you so much for the rose, man. I appreciate you. What are we making today? Good sir, we are making some nice soy chicken. Basic, like, nice, easy marinade. So it's going to be, like, lightly salty, mostly savory, hit with a lot of green onions. To go with that, it's going to be some garlic noodles. It's going to be very similar to what you would find at this one restaurant called Crustaceans. It's not the exact recipe, but it's more like a hack recipe for at home. And then we're just going to be serving that with some nice, I think it's galan vegetables, like a type of bok choy. And red onions, green onions, a little bit of ginger. Yeah, should be not too shabby. How are you doing today? Do. Hey, Don and Bella, what's good? How are ya? How's your Sunday going? Hope it's going well.
Did you read the whole message?
You're in the hospital. What happened? Are you okay? Shotgun Richie, hey, how you doing, dude? Welcome. Hope you're having a really great Sunday. You had another stroke. Oh no. Goodness. I hope you're at least like being able to relax, having an easier day. Jason, hey, you did make it on time. I was running a little bit late, so pretty much we're all good. You can visit to test food for authenticity. You need a beer with it? Yeah, like I think like a nice tiger beer I think would be going good with this. Hey, PK, what's good? How you doing today? And Cartels, my Vamp King. Thanks so much for the follow, dude. I appreciate you for being here. Yeah, how is everyone? Hope you're having a nice, easier Sunday. Don and Bella, of course, I hope you're having a just more relaxing day, so, your body has a chance to rest for a second here. I'm actually a chef. I've been a chef for the last little over 25 years now. But took pretty much the last maybe 8 months or so off. Jan, hey, my good sir, how are you today? Good to see you, as usual. Yeah. Give my knife a rinse. All right, so you haven't eaten any foods this week? Yeah. Yeah, right now with food prices kind of fluctuating in a weird way. Like pork went up, definitely. Beef and chicken being like hella expensive, but you know how it is. I mean, we can still make it through as long as we economize with our food, right? Untouched Man, hello, how are you? Hope you're having a really great Sunday, dude. Yeah, but Jan, check this out. If you haven't eaten, which I do recommend you do, man, you know what I'm saying? I need you all to be eating out here at least, you know what I mean? If you're going to be working, you got to be eating something. I do recommend things like this. There is... Oh, where is it?
Right there.
Right there. So check these out. Go to the Asian market, right? Mama noodles, okay? Lambo, I'll answer that question in a second, my friend. How are you, by the way? It's great to see you, as usual. So, Mama noodles, right? Or any noodles like this. So, these are, like, pre-seasoned. Like, when you take the brick out of noodles, it already has seasoning on it. But it does come with, like, another seasoning packet and an oil packet. Now, the one things I do recommend is that even if you are running broke, these will run you, I think... What's the cheapest we've seen these?
Well, currently 39 cents.
39 cents for one of these, okay? 39 cents, add in your water, but then also spend the extra like $1.50, like $1.50 on like cabbage mix, as well as like any small cheap accoutrement that you can put with it. Like even if it's a can, like a $1 can of frozen vegetables, highly recommend you put that into a pan, saute the vegetables up. You know what I mean? Take whatever seasonings you have in your freezer, your fridge, your cupboards, boom, season it down, right? Make up your noodles, and at least you have something that's nourishing, hits you in the soul, any of that good stuff. Eggs and sardines, yo, I know, man. For me, because sardines are in the kind of like the similar price category. I do Spam, or I'll do corned beef, or something like that. You know what I mean? And what makes it a Korean fruit salad? So check this out. I've been seeing this trend of like people discovering like a Korean. I can't remember what the actual name is, but what it is, it's fruits of your choice. So in Korea, a lot of the main fruits are things like melon. So you have your honeydew types, your cantaloupe, young coconut. Man, what else? Papaya, kiwis. I mean, they do have like what you find in North America as well. But the best part is, and yes, I have used plantains. And one of the best parts is you take this, put it into a bowl, put a little, like a bit of ice, cool it down. But then you're going to add strawberry milk, strawberry milk, a splash of Sprite or 7-Up, and yeah, usually like coconut milk or condensed milk. In this case, I'm actually going to do a different variation of it, where I'm actually going to go ahead and take some of the fruit, and I'm going to carbonate it. And I think that would be hilarious. And yes, I have used plantains. Plantains are really awesome because again, if you get them from like the Jamaican market or the Caribbean market, they actually are quite cheap, which is awesome. Dragon fruit, yeah, definitely. I try to leave dragon fruit out though, just because I don't like that many seeds. Plus, also like dragon fruit is known to like just make you shit yourself sometimes. You've had it before. Yeah, it is delicious. Amber, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Welcome. Okay, so guys, right now what I'm working on is I just got my chicken deboned, so this is thighs. Again, if you are looking to economize right now, halal type meat is quite cheap. So that's the meat that I went for, as well as this stuff was on sale. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to cook this today. So might as well do that, right? In the back here, if you look, I went ahead and bought like this is like a $3.50 for like a crap ton of like peeled, already good to go garlic, right? Just soy for the flavor, sort of. It's going to be soy as like the main character flavor, so it's more like the soy yeast, but I'm still going to zhuzh it up with a bit of like a sesame oil, a little bit of green onions, so that when I fry it in the pan, it'll just give out this really great overall flavor. Okay, so yeah, right now I'm just going to go ahead and chop up this chicken, get this on the go. So I'm just going to go ahead and cube it out. Okay, yeah, it doesn't have to be like small chunks, but what you do want is a good amount of size on these, so that when you do marinate them, pull off that little cartilage. So when you do marinate them, what's that? Any Asian spices with the chicken? To be honest with you, probably not. It's going to be pretty standard, I guess. Like green onions, ginger, a little bit of soy, sesame oil. I might actually put a little bit of Chinese spice just to bring up that bit of extra savory spices. So what's going on here? Untouched man. We are making dinner, my friend. So yeah, so that's on the menu tonight. We're going to do a version of the crustacean garlic noodles, which I have never tried from the actual restaurant, but I did have a friend that I met over the last couple of years. He did work at the Crustaceans restaurant in San Francisco, as well as the one in Los Angeles. And although they say the recipe is a family secret, if you really break it down, it's actually a quite easy, simple recipe, super flavorful, and you can do it on pretty much a low budget. If you want to like go the next level with it, obviously like they cook it with crab, lobster, langoustine, any of that good stuff. So if you have the money for that kind of stuff, or adding type of seafood, shrimp, scallops, any of that, if you can add it in. But if you don't, hey, the noodles on their own, amazing.
Will it be a cup of fruit?
Will it be a cup of fruit? It's gonna be like pretty much like a bowl of fruit. Like pretty much, like it's gonna just be a good hit of fruit in terms of a serving size. Nothing too crazy. Because again, it's going to be a bit of noodles as well as veg and meat. So the plate itself is going to be quite heavy, and I just wanted to end off the meal with something a little bit lighter, I feel, you know? Okay, so I got my chicken right there, cubed out. I'm just going to go ahead and just rinse off my knife. Give that a quick wash. And my board. All right, bam. Okay, yeah, and then so again, in the back, I just have garlic confit in just a little light oil, right, or it's just taking on a lot of flavor into the oil, so I can universally use that oil for later for stir frying and stuff like that.
How long does this take?
How long will this take? Usually, like this recipe right here, or like this menu right here, it'll probably take you like, I don't know, max with prep, maybe about 40 minutes in total. Since I'm going to try to be on here for a couple hours, I'm just going to be taking my time. Making sure to talk to you guys, answer any questions. If you guys are new to the live, of course, ask any recipe questions about food culture, restaurant culture, all that good stuff. And I'll try to answer it the best that I can. Yo, and Mood Pope, man, thank you so much for the rose, man. I appreciate you, dude. And welcome, of course, welcome. I appreciate all you guys for always being here. Will, what is good, man? How are you today? Hope you're having an awesome Sunday. Okay, so since I'm not making any bone broth or anything like that, I'm just gonna throw away the bones. Okay, and then so for the noodles, what they have at Crustaceans is basically like a thick version of an egg noodle, which in essence is basically a spaghetti noodle, right? So I decided, since I can't find that noodle necessarily in our Asian aisle at the grocery store, so what I'm going to do is instead I'm just going to use regular ass spaghetti noodles because that will work just as well. Ugh. What are my favorite Asian dishes and desserts? Oh man, damn. To be honest with you, again, like I love Peking duck. As a traditional. There's also like nasi goreng. I think it's an Indonesian or Malaysian dish. It's a lot of like dessert. It's sorry, not dessert. It's more like a breakfasty or midday snack kind of meal. Peking duck next time, maybe if I can find a good deal on duck, I absolutely would. Yo, actually, I was thinking about doing tteokbokki for sure, because I do have like a tteokbokki rosé type of like seafood dish that I really wanted to try out. It's really good with fish and a little bit of shrimp. I think that would be really awesome. See what other traditional foods. Pretty much anything wok fried. Like if you get like a legitimate pad thai from the street from an old lady with a fucking wok, it's probably like the most legitimate thing that you'll ever have, for real. Yo, fish cakes and ramen. Ah, yo, I know, dude. Oh my god. Yo, you gonna bring ducks? Yo, bring the ducks, bro. Bring me like one or two. You'll sit the fuck down and we're gonna eat. I guarantee you, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you got the ducks, I will literally bring everything else. Roasted goose? Yeah, dude. I haven't done like an actual real French. Oh, yeah, that's a deal, my guy. Yeah, dude. But I haven't had a real like legit like French style roasted goose or yeah. I haven't even had like confit duck in like a long time. But in terms of like, yo, lamb skewers, yeah, dude. In Alberta, we have some really great lamb. It's a good quality overall, right? We don't have to import it. It's all grown here, or all raised here. Sorry, grown. Yo, duck confit, yeah, dude. I have a wicked duck confit recipe, as well as like back in the day, we used to do like duck confit or confit duck subs, right, on a nice fresh French bread, or you can do like a confit breakfast hollandaise. Eggs Benedict with duck confit on a scone or on a croissant, right? I thought those were so dank, dude. To be honest with how it is, we live a block away from a grocery store, so I usually try not to plan ahead too much. Because what I like to do is, again, trying to keep things like economical and sustainable for us in terms of pricing. I like to just like walk around the grocery store, see what's on sale. You know what I mean? If like those meats that are like you have to use up today, I'm gonna use those today. You know what I'm saying? And that'll usually be what sets the tone for how I'm gonna make a meal. Otherwise, I'm watching like food YouTube things, like when people like Mark Weens, when they travel around and they see dishes on the street that you really can't find here. I gotta try it. You know what I'm saying? And user 1861, hey, happy Sunday to you, my friend. Thank you so much for rolling through.
There it is.
You have a job in Edmonton this summer. Oh, please do. Oh, yeah, dude. Yo, I'll turn on the grill, the smoker. I'll confit some stuff. You know what I'm saying? We'll reconvene in the evening and we'll eat like motherfuckers. That's awesome. Yeah, and Antonia, it's all about, for me, it's all about just being inspired, right? Again, one of the things that I really loved, I guess working at like say French fine dine, or even like modern vegetarian fine dining, or casual fine dine, is that a lot of the restaurants that I was working at, they set their standard menus. They have like their standard menu, boom, you know what I mean? Like halloumi with heirloom tomatoes on a nice potato bread, seared with like a vegan style cheese or something like that, and some other ingredients to go with it. But what I loved most was that they're like, here's your specials. Go outside to the garden and create a special, right? Like we have we call it, we have infant carrots, we have baby tomatoes, we got these little cucumbers, little, and we have like a whole garden full of herbs, all that good stuff. And those were what I found really inspiring to do in terms of like creating what do you call it, creating actual dishes, right? And it's something that I miss, but it's something I do carry on when I do grocery shopping, because again, we're so close, I can just walk to the market, and it's just something I find also therapeutic and relaxing at the same time, you know what I mean? Boiling the chicken, no. What we're right now doing is I have the water boiling for my noodles, so I'm just going to wait till that comes up to a thing. I got my chopped up chicken right here, and I'm just going to go ahead, cut up a little bit of this green onion. Nothing too crazy. I just want to get like all the whites that I reserved, and I'm going to just put this into the chicken thighs that I chopped up, right? So then I'm going to season it down with a bit of soy sauce, just to make sure that it has a savory and salty element, and then just go from there.
Have you thought about Italian dishes?
Yes. I actually used to cook quite a bit of like Italian or Mediterranean food, because I used to run a Greek restaurant many years ago, as well as like Italian food in Calgary is a very popular thing. So we do, I guess I have a staple of the classics, but what I really love doing is trying to, I guess, delve more into Italian dishes that come from more like the farm area, or like everywhere that isn't like Rome or Tuscany or anything like that. Hey, Chris, man, I appreciate you. What's funny, Lambo, what's funny is that like I do a lot of things actually. When if you think about ramen, in terms of a concept, and you think about something like dry ramen, or like say soupless ramen, this is essentially that, I would say. Just minus the what do you call it? Minus the stock, right? You know what I'm saying? And Chris, man, thank you so much for the follow, dude. I appreciate you. Welcome to the community. You're gonna love it here, dude. All the people that are in here, a lot of the OGs, people that have been coming back, are amazing people, right? Like community that I've been able to develop and have people show up. Man, it's amazing. Great personalities. I love this place. And Allison, thank you so much. We are family, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Because we get to at least see like you guys. I actually see you guys more than I see my own family, other than like you know, my wife and my child. Allison, thank you so much for the follow as well. I appreciate you for being here. Chris, right on, dude. Right on. But as well, if you are learning how to cook and all that good stuff, dude, by all means, don't be afraid to just reach out. Give me a message if you have any questions, concerns, you have ideas about recipes, stuff like that. All right, so I'd love to help you. Just make sure you give me a shout if you ever need it. The next stream, I'm actually going to be streaming on Wednesday, Lambo, just because I will be filming. I'm going to be on a different set on Tuesday, and then I'm on another film set for Thursday and Friday. So I'm going to try to be on for Wednesday and then back on Sunday. Yeah, and again, since I've been off of kitchens, if you guys don't know, I'm also a trained recording engineer, as well as a filmographer, videographer, director, producer. So I'm just trying to stretch my legs, get my resume built up with that as well, because I do have to go back to kitchens in the next like little bit here, because it will help pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? But there's always a strive to get out of kitchens and then be in the industry, because you know, I make music every day, try to make sound every day, film every day. That's kind of how you stay trained, you know what I mean? What's for dinner on Wednesday? To be honest, I'm not quite sure. I might do a type of beef short rib that I bought at the Asian market. So I think I might delve into something like that. Braised short ribs. Yeah, I haven't really decided, but I think it'll be like that. Yeah, and Allison, yeah, garlic noodles. We're going to do a bit of soy chicken and some nice seared veg. I got a little bit of gailan, Chinese vegetables. And then for dessert, we're going to do a really simple type of Korean style fruit salad, but I am going to do my kind of a take on it. So by that, I mean, I'm going to probably take some of the fruit and carbonate it. It'll add like this really cool kind of extra kind of ness to it.
Is that ginger you're adding?
Yes, right now this right here is ginger. I'm just giving it a quick peel, so I'm just going to go ahead, cut off a little bit. I'm going to shred some up, put it into my chicken. I'm going to reserve some for the noodles as well. And Chris, man, thank you so much for the TikTok, the ice cream, and the GGs, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Ark, you could cook, man. You know what I'm saying? Just remember, if you're ever unsure about how to cook or you're I guess like your cooking ability, remember, when it comes to cooking, it's all about low and slow, right? Always gets you the best result, right? You have the ingredients for the ducks? Absolutely. I'll probably, if you bring ducks, bro, I'll probably end up doing duck a couple ways. 100%. I might even do like a char siu duck. I actually might do it. Chris, thank you so much for the GGs, man. Damn. That's awesome. I appreciate you. Okay, so, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and break down this ginger. Nothing too crazy. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to cut them as thinly as humanly possible. Then I'm going to julienne them. All right. Okay, so again, just take it, cut it as thin as you can, right? It doesn't have to be pretty, right? Because you are still going to just go ahead and run your knife through a small stack. Don't go like big, right? Because it will slip. So whatever you're comfortable with, go with that, right? And with ginger, make sure you're cutting it right across the grain, so you're really breaking up the fibers. And what this is going to do is that during marination, it's actually going to help you get a lot of that ginger flavor out and get the most out of it. Yeah? Oh, man. Chris, thank you so much for the TikToks as well, bro. Appreciate you. Chris, that's great to hear, man. But of course, you know what I mean? Always try, right? Always try. Get yourself out there. If you see a recipe that you really want to give it a try, do it, man. You know what I mean? Don't hold yourself back. Because again, right? We all got to eat. But I also think that we all got to enjoy what we're eating. You know what I mean? Miss Energy, thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate you. And what brand of knife am I using? I'm using specifically Shun knives. Not a sponsor. It's just one of my favorite knives. How did I get into cooking? It's going to sound really rude. Should I say it? I don't know. It's going to sound really rude, but like my mom's not a great cook. She tried. But like the story that she always tells me is that like we were really young. I was like 6 or 7 years old. And she made like this meal. And like even then I was like, yo, this is like harsh. And and then she told me, she's like, you got up out of your seat, took the food, put it back in the pan, and then seasoned it. And it came out like 10 times better than how she made it, even when she tried it. And she didn't know how. So that's how I kind of fell into started cooking. But then after that, I was just kind of like, when I was a dishwasher, when I was 13, I was inspired to continue cooking or really like delve into cooking because I worked with this one homie that was the chef at the time. And he really like, I don't know how to describe it. He really set the tone for me. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a dick. He was stern, but he wasn't like an asshole about it. He was just, there's something about the way that he taught me how to be in the dish pit, how to be in the kitchen, and all that stuff, combined with like loving like the Food Network. Like I was a huge Food Network guy, or a kid when it came out, right? And for me, I just found it all like I really loved the idea of cooking, but then like this chef really like showcased to me that it is hard work, but it's fun work, and I kind of love that. Like off the head, yes. Eventually, I just started like when I started seeing recipes. In terms of theory, like that took a few years for me to like kind of generally get the idea of. But after that, it was all pretty simple to kind of visualize how a dish kind of is gonna come out, or like the outcome is. Because even right now, since I've been training myself and my palate, my senses, I can kind of generally, if somebody tells me like a dish, I can kind of generally tell what it's going to taste, smell, and texturally feel like when they describe it, right? Yeah, I definitely did incorporate a style of my own as much as I can, but it has been kind of a learned experience with working with really great chefs over the years. Man, Chris, like people have asked me about that, but like in all honesty, I wouldn't open a restaurant in this city, just because I do. How do I describe it? It's because I've worked at so many restaurants over the past 25 years. I can truly see the restaurant model itself kind of generally dying because of how expensive rent is. And Blue Rose, hi, how are you? We're from Calgary, Alberta. And Yo, Sammy, that's awesome, dude. Yes, strawberry cider. I am Filipino flavored. But the problem with opening a restaurant here in this city is that rent is insane. And unfortunately, like landlords are really, really greedy. As well as like upkeep, power, all that stuff. So if I was to open something here, I do have an opportunity later this year or next year to open like more of like a pop-up kind of food stall. But that's still got to get worked out because the person who owns it, he's a young man. He's out in BC being a DJ right now. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, Chris, you live in Vancouver. So owning a food truck was an option years ago for me until I realized Calgary did not like its food truck scene. They really wanted standalone restaurants and stuff like that so they can get the most money out of property, like out of property rental or property leasing and stuff like that. Your First Nation flavored? Hey, right on, my dude. Yeah, dude, I love fry bread. To be honest, I had it for the first time when I was filming a month ago, and it was mind-blowing. The lady actually put like this fresh jam, like she picked like the actual berries, like pre-season, and made her own type of jelly with it. And the bread was like warm, freshly fried. It was amazing. Yeah, see that's the thing, Sammy. If you are in Vancouver, like it's really rare to find like a good spot. Like again, my same homie, he's out in Vancouver, and him and like a bunch of dudes, like these are all skater kids too, have been able to make do by like literally like 20 of them renting out a mansion. That was like the only solution for them to be able to like get a place where they can live and pay like the nominal rent and still have space for themselves, which is to rent out like a like an 18-room mansion with a pool house and all that stuff. Oh yeah, I can definitely make some bannock. That'd be awesome. Calgary's a relatively wide city. I would say it's only like 1.6 million population, but it's like hugely wide. It's like wide. It, like, you know what I mean? We grew out, not up like Vancouver did.
Urban sprawl.
Urban sprawl. Yes. Yes, and that's the problem right now with our food truck scene. It's not like the LA, the San Diego, the Arizona, the San Francisco food truck scenes where they can literally kind of park anywhere. If I was able to find myself like a specific, like a privately owned parking lot where I can set up every single day and have an agreement with the landowner, that would be ideal, instead of the city kind of like generally like, here's a lottery every 5 days, fuck you. You're moving to a new spot, right? I can't stand the idea of that. Yo, you grew up with a lot of Filipino. Yo, the home food, like there's always rice, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Northern Ontario, but I mean, I'll be real. Northern Ontario still has notable restaurants. Like it has really great restaurants, but I feel the food scene there isn't. It was really cool in the '90s, but everyone kind of just generally went to Toronto, and my God, like I couldn't even fathom like trying to pay rent and own a restaurant or a food truck in Toronto or Vancouver. It's like, to me, it's like mind blowing. How much do we pay in rent? We pay like actually like not a bad price. Yeah, we're probably one of the unicorns. Leisha, thank you so much for the heart me and the hat. Hey, cabron. Um, yeah, we pay like we're one of the unicorns in terms of our rent. So like right now we're able to save the money so that we can apply it for stuff later. We didn't cut up the fruit just yet. I actually have some fruit already pre-cut, so I was just going to show you the method to make the dessert. Yo, red hot dogs, lumpia, adobo. Oh man, yo, red hot dogs with sweet spaghetti is like it's polarizing as a motherfucker. But lumpia, I made adobo actually maybe a couple weeks ago. Adobo, pork adobo on rice, boom, like a fire. One of the cool things though is you do sisig and adobo minced, right? Rolled in a lumpia wrapper, right? Insane snack, insane. Yeah, it is all box stores right now, dude. Yo, in 2K for a two bed though. Damn. I mean, like I said, if you are in Vancouver, it's all about sustainability. Again, guys, it's something that I try to promote while we are here. You know what I'm saying? So I try to again go to the market as much as humanly possible, but I also emphasize that, like, you know what I mean. All of the recipes that I do are flexible, right? Like you can adjust it to your palate, you can adjust it to what you can afford, you can adjust it in any way, shape, or form, and kind of mold it to your own recipe. You know what I mean? You can't afford rent in Vancouver, forget food. Yeah, I know. Sometimes like this is what makes me think that like we need to have more community-driven gardens. We need to have more things like downtown. They were taking out the trees that have apples. What for? You know what I'm saying? Like when those are in season, people are picking them. Everybody's picking them, right? Like, and then to have like garden initiatives that have fresh herbs like green onions, thyme, basil, rosemary, marjoram. You know what I mean? Like bay leaf. You know what I mean? Those things are easy to have, but why are we always like super like stuck on having like just like really pretty, really colorful flowers that aren't edible? Like it's insane to me. And Denise, we're in Calgary, Alberta. Green onions, ginger, mushrooms. Nice, dude. That's so cool. Yo, Toronto's been on that ube kick big time, dude. Lambo, are you out? If you are, my friend, you have a really great day. You're a good tenant. Never raised my rent for 4 years. Yo, see, that's the thing. We have been living in our spot for about 7 or 8 years now, and we got lucky that our landlord just never bothered raising the rent at all. I think they just recently raised the rent this year,
Yeah, $100.
just $100, right? So I mean, like again, we're in a unicorn spot right now. Hey, Chris, man, thank you so much for the TikToks and the GGs, man. I appreciate you, bro. Ken, we are in Calgary, Alberta, my friend. Quick question: have you been watching the games? No, I have not, but I've been hearing it is electric. You moved to the Sunshine Coast with family. Actually, have space to grow a small garden. That's awesome. Yeah, I know. Sunshine Coast is dope though, right? Like it's not like the biggest. It's a lot of sprawl, but it's really great because you get like at least fresh air. You get to get out of the city. You know what I'm saying? Ken, yeah, Calgary, Alberta. Yes, it has been, and it's been just rising. Like again, when it comes to this city, they always boasted about it being like what do you call it? Small town feel, big city vibes. But like all it is just greedy landlords. Like, you know what I'm saying? The majority of landlords here, they just want like really quick turnaround. Right? Because when it comes to like things like restaurant owners, shop owners, landlords, or anything like that, what they forgot, in my opinion, is to be a landlord means the slow burn. To be a company or a business owner is a slow burn, right? A lot of these people, they go out of business because they just want, like, I want to make my $1,000,000 within a year. And I'm like, you're an idiot, right? When you own something, it's all about taking care of the people that help you maintain and own that property, right? Whereas people here in the city, same with Toronto and Vancouver, they forgot that. They just want a quick turnaround, that easy profit margin. Yeah, it's just what it is. It's been bad. Lost 4-1. Whoa. Z, hi. How are you, sir? Welcome in, man. I appreciate you for being here. Big city crime, too. Yeah. Yeah.
Really.
Now, I would say, like, it depends on where you are and parts of the year, right? Like, we do have, like, more, I guess, more crime. But I feel like...
still not in the top 10 cities.
Yeah.
Canada.
I mean, that's the thing, though, is that it's still, though... It is violent crimes, but in my opinion, it comes in waves. Because I remember in the 2000s, there used to be quite a bit of sincere, violent, gang-related crime. But even then, it was very isolated, right? Like, sorry, how do I put it? Like, there wasn't a lot of bystanders getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Which is still fine. Like, you know... Northeast is okay. Like, Northeast was bad, but I feel the South End is kind of getting up there. Caitlin, how are you? Happy Sunday to you too. Great to see you. I feel like the Northeast actually kind of mellowed out in comparison to, like, I'm seeing more violent crimes happening in like the Southwest and the Southeast of the city now than anything, which is really strange to me. No, in terms of food trucking. I had an opportunity to do a food truck many years ago, but I did want to partner with one of my homeboys who I thought was a really great chef, but that didn't really pan out because, like, he was really not about that life. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of great ideas, but the thing about idea men is that they're unable to execute, right? It's the same.
No action.
Yeah, a lot of talk, no action, right? And then when they see that you've done the work, that's when they come back around and go, oh, if you need any help, I can help you out, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm good. But in terms of food trucking, I don't think I can own a restaurant or a food truck here. Just because, again, property fees and all that stuff in the city is pretty insane. Oh, man, Caitlin, thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate you. And Baby Girl Bone, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the community. You're going to love it here. There is really great food trucks, but the other issue I have too is that it's really hard. How do I put it? It's really hard to just put yourself out there and create a menu that's a full concept rather than doing something that's more ethnic based and safe. Does that make sense? It's just what I am looking for, because again, I have an interview tomorrow for the zoo, so hopefully I can get a job there, which I think would be really, really fun. Kaylin, thank you so much again for the roses. Appreciate you. Which I think would be fun, because right now I'm trying to find a place that is both challenging, will experiment with their food, and isn't afraid to experiment. Because the problem I've had with so many restaurants in the last few years is that they're always doing things that are safe. They're not really willing to commit to trying something that might frighten a customer, but excite them at the same time. They don't want to take that gamble, and I get it. But it's because of how like little money we have. You know what I'm saying? Like how little our profit margin is. So experimenting is super hard. And I feel in other cities, the profit margin and like the profit and loss ratio is much lower. So they can go the extra distance, right? But I know in my head, I have a menu that if I was to hit the streets, I know I could sell it and it would be an easy sell. You know what I'm saying? Jenny, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Yo, and Caitlin, the zoo here is amazing. It's one of my favorite zoos, and we've gone to a bunch of zoos all around. Like, I think in California, we went to like 2 zoos, 3?
Yeah.
Same with like Seattle, the one in Vancouver. Yeah, I've been to the one in Montreal. Yeah, they're all pretty good. I really enjoyed the one that we have here because it's like not really like hilly. You know what I'm saying? What am I going to do when TikTok gets banned? Nothing, because it's not going to get banned in Canada. But most likely, I am going to then pivot towards going to more YouTube and Instagram related stuff, or unless there's another TikTok alternative program. Yo, Chris, I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because dank food. That's my main thing. If I was to open up anything, it would be the dankest food. Like, it would still be not like the cheapest thing in the world. It would be like $18, $22 sandwiches and sides. But it would be worth the money. That's my main thing is like when you get a burger, it's $18 and it's like just like this big, and there's like nothing to it. And you're like, not worth it. Saskatoon Zoo has zebras. I think we have zebras here too.
1 or 2.
We have 1 or 2, not a crazy amount. We're really known for like we have the gorilla and pandas enclosure. We have
the pandas left. We now have
Oh.
polar bears.
we now have polar bears. The pandas we used to have. You're right, because we had that baby panda for a little while. We have red pandas.
And then there was a bit there before that where we had elephants, and the elephants have gone somewhere else now.
Yeah, I think they definitely got moved on, which I kind of loved. Right, I mean we still got that mad hippo. He's in that spot. But that's the thing. If I can get a job at the zoo, that would be ideal. Just because, again, like when you work at the zoo, you get free zoo passes for your family, all that stuff. And I think that's kind of worth it, especially if it's only a contract for like a couple months. Hey, fuck it, Caitlin, thank you so much for the roses again, dude. Have you guys been to fly over Canada? No. Is that like a zip line thing? I kind of feel that that's what that is. If you tell me it's skydiving, I'm out. Because, like, I fucking... I cannot do heights. Alright, so, check this out. I got my noodles. They're gone right now. And so what I did with my noodles, just like you would with most like Asian style noodles, is I went ahead and I actually just ran them under cold water. What this does, it obviously cools them down, but it removes the ability from the pasta to leach starch. Like when you cool it down, they won't stick as hard as if you were to just let them sit with just oil. Okay, and that's an important part because in this case, we're not trying to use the starch from the pasta to create a thick sauce. In this case, what we're trying to do is just encourage the sauce to stick to the pasta, and that's it.
Oh, cool.
Yo, see, that's weird. See, I actually bungee jumped in my life, and even then, that was hard. I did it at West Edmonton Mall. That doesn't really necessarily count, but still high up there. But I just don't see myself being able to, like, even tandem, not just shit bricks, because like with the second they open that door, I'm just losing my mind. So I would say like Talon, you got more, like you're more brave 100% if you can actually do skydiving over bungee jumping. And Freeze Corleone, thank you so much for the follow, bro. Appreciate you for being here. It's more of a 5D theater. Oh, that's so cool. Yo, bolognese. I mean, I can make a mean bolognese sauce, my friend. Yeah, but tonight we are actually doing garlic noodles. We got some soy sauce chicken, boom. And right now I'm just going to cut up a little bit of veg, get myself set up for success. So it's going to be, what do you call it? It's going to be, I think, galan, bok choy, It's going to be a little bit of sliced mushrooms sautéed and a little bit of red onion. I think that's going to be nice. Then when you toss that all in with the noodles, all that good stuff, it's going to be fire. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm actually going to pull out a couple of liter cups. Boom. Yeah. Nice. We'll grab some of these green onions.
As is tradition.
As is tradition. Boom. Oh yeah, I need the shredded cheese. Because why not? Do-do-do-do. Cool. And I got a little bit of kimchi, so I'm going to just actually use that. The acidity from that's going to be pretty fire. I've got my green onions. And first of all, I'm going to actually take some of these white button mushrooms. I'm just going to give them a rinse. Usually, I'd recommend you just like take a brush off the dirt, all that stuff. In this case, I'm just going to give it a quick pan fry. So I am going to run this under a little bit of warm water just to remove all that dirt really quickly. All right. Okay. There we go. Nice quick rinse. Boom. Rinsed out mushrooms with my garlic. Alright, so I got some junior gailon. Right, so it's thick base, really thin, almost like spinach. It's like a spinach met kale kind of. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to go ahead and pull maybe half the bag. There we go, just like that. Okay, and I'm actually going to throw in just a little bit of extra cabbage, just so I have that bit of extra crunch. So what I do is I take the bases right off, so I line up the end. Boom, cut that off. Okay, and then you're just going to go ahead and hard part, soft part on the bottom of your container, right? Because you want to kind of do this in order of density so that you can cook them pretty evenly all the way through. Okay, boom, and then run this under cold water. Give that a quick rinse. Okay. Bam. Okay. Then to this, I'm going to add just a cheek of red onion. Okay. Just so I can get a good amount of, just like more of that onion savory sweetness. Okay, let's go ahead and pull off that skin. Bam. Iron Maiden, what is good, dude? Good to see ya. And yes, it is a type of bok choy. Sunday's doing really well, man. How are you? How's your Sunday going? Okay, so red onion on top. So I'm going to cook the red onion. I'm going to try to cook the majority of the stalks first, and then I'm going to add in the rest of the leaf. Hey, you know who, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is kind of something I really love doing. Because, again, it's something that even Shannon always tells me that when it comes to even, like, cooking or doing music or anything like that, I always come back to teaching, which is something that I really love doing and encouraging people to do, just to try their hand in the kitchen as much as possible, you know? And do I like cheese? Yes. I love cheese. Cheese does not like me, though. I will be perfectly real. Life as grandparents. Hey! Hello to you as well. And you and your family. How was your day? How's your Sunday? Right, so right now I'm just going to cut up these mushrooms nice and thin. Nothing too crazy. Okay. And bam. There we go. Mushrooms on deck. So now I got that confit garlic in the back here. All right. What's awesome is that this garlic's kind of been cooking out for the last, I'd say about hour or so. Right, so you know it's good to go. You can actually take this further. Since I have it on a really low heat, you can actually take this garlic even further because, if you wanted to, but right now as it sits, you can just lightly hit it with your spoon. Right, you see how it's like nice mashed, right? Good to go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly take a few more. By few, I mean a lot more. You know. I'm going to take that, put it over top of my mushrooms, right? Because when I saute these mushrooms, it'll be, the garlic hits first, and it's going to give me that really awesome overall flavor, okay? So then again, in the garlic, I'm going to take some of the nice garlic extracted oil. I'm going to throw that on top as well. And I'm going to let it just marinate the mushrooms real quick. Right, so that means I won't need to put as much, garlic into, or sorry, not garlic, not too much oil into my mushrooms immediately, so that you can just cook it out nice and slowly, okay? Just gonna go ahead and move that right there. Bam. Okay, I got my noodles, good to go, nice and drained and rinsed. This will be a nice, easy stir fry overall. So we're pretty much at that point where we can now start the stir fry. Okay, so but before we do that, what I want to do right away is check this out. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get some fruit into my carbonator. Bam. Because again, I'm trying to cut down on how much pop I'm drinking. What we making tonight, Iron Maiden, we are making some nice garlic noodles inspired by the Crustaceans restaurants in San Francisco and in LA. I'm doing some nice marinated soy chicken, right? That I'm going to be going ahead sauteing and stir frying out. It has garlic, it has ginger. I'm sorry, it has green onions and it has ginger and a little bit of soy sauce. Really, really nice, simple. And then I'm also going to be stir frying it with a bit of sliced veg. So I got some nice sliced mushrooms with confit garlic oil as well in that. I have some nice gailon, nicely sliced with a little bit of red onions. We're going to saute together. I got a little bit of green onions extra, and I got some nice just cabbage mix, like the coleslaw mix. Looks vegan. I mean, it could be vegan. It could be definitely served up as vegan if you would like it to be. Where do they get the containers from? You can actually go ahead and get these containers. Go to a kitchen warehouse or a kitchen supply store. So here we have Great Canadian Wholesaler, but there's also Russell Foods. There's also, you can order them straight off of Amazon if you wanted to. They're just 1 liter containers, like 1 liter soup or liquid containers, but you do have to buy the lids separately. And Iron Maiden has a question. I have extra chicken thighs. I don't know what to do with them. Yo, hey, take your chicken thighs, take the bones off. Right, keep the bones, roast them, make a stock, like take the bones, roast them out in the thing till you get a lot of color. Carrots, celery, onions into a pot with your bones, a little bit of tomato paste. If you don't have tomato paste, just a whole tomato. It'll work. Because you really want to dry out some of that umami, a little hit of soy sauce, lots of water, simmer it out for a few hours. Instant chicken stock. You just got to add a little bit of salt and pepper to it to kind of balance out the savory flavors. Yeah, chefs we always have one. I can't not have them, you know what I mean? What would you substitute for mushrooms? To be honest with you, if you don't like to use mushrooms, you can just go ahead and omit them. But you can also replace them with any other vegetable. I do recommend, like, especially when it comes to a stir fry, replace them with zucchini. Actually, I really think a nice thin sliced zucchini would give you the same textural profile as a sauteed mushroom, right? It'll give you that nice little bit of crunch, a little bit of gumminess, especially if you're doing a high heat type of stir fry. That'd be a nice addition. You can also go all gailon. You can also substitute in a little bit of not coleslaw, sorry, some cauliflower. You can also do anything. Again, I just picked out mushrooms because these are on sale. You know what I mean? Sky's the limit in terms of the vegetables you want to add. Some vegan hot sauce to it. It becomes vegan.
Have you watched The Bear?
I have watched The Bear. Yes, I have. I really, really enjoyed The Bear. Yeah, but to be honest with you, if you do buy these 1 liter containers, it is cheap. But if you do buy these, it's this right here for like, I think it's 25 or 30 of them. It's like $25 or $24, right? If you buy the lids, it's an additional $10, and these things will last forever. You never have to buy Tupperware. You know what I mean? Yes, I'm actually a huge fan of Matty Matheson as well. Because I love his shit is just dank as fuck. Whoa, what is going on here?
What's going on where?
Can you still see me?
Yep.
Yeah, now this thing is like stalling on me. All right, but I'm still streaming, right?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, I can't read any of the messages.
Hey, someone's asking Anthony Bourdain.
Yo, okay, so actually, because I'm not doing a Tuesday episode, guys, if you haven't already, hit the follow button. If you are following, go to my YouTube channel on Tuesday. I will have a video up regarding Anthony Bourdain. It is something that I've considered doing for the last month and a half, because again, for some reason,
It's just frozen. Yeah.
yeah, for some reason, I always go into like a slightly like depressed spell around this time, and I always end up user 2794. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. And have I ever made spring rolls before? Absolutely, I have. What was I saying? Yeah, I always go into a state where I'm always watching like No Reservations, a cook's tour. You know what I mean? Just out of nowhere, I just have the hankering for like a month and a half to be watching like a lot of Bourdain stuff, or watching him do collabs with other TV personalities and interviews, right? All to realize that it's like April and May, right? And he unfortunately passed away in June, 5 years ago. So if you again go to my channel, check that out on Tuesday. There'll be a video up about why he's one of my most influential chefs that I've never met, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and old kitchen nightmares, yeah, dude. Yeah, and he is an amazing man. To be honest, a lot of guys hated him, but I'll be real. The guys that hated him were because they were jealous. In all honesty, the people that I found that hated him the most were all guys like in their like mid-50s, washed up chefs. You know what I mean? Didn't have the skill sets. Were just kind of not that great at being a chef or a cook or an honest person. And I know that for a fact. I worked with a bunch of those guys in my career. But for us young cooks, the millennials, you know what I mean, the late Gen Xers, he was a mad influence, you know? Yeah, well, here's the thing though, is I worked with a lot of guys in terms of Gordon Ramsay. I've worked with a lot of guys that wanted to be Gordon Ramsay in kind of the worst way, right?
They just wanted to yell at people.
Yeah, they really just wanted power over people without realizing, because I've worked with a lot of guys that did actually work at a bunch of like Ramsay's restaurants in like London or in New York, or in Florida or any of those places, right? And yeah, you can't be Gordon Ramsay, right? Because the thing at the end of the day is what everyone doesn't realize is that that's a trope. It's an act. He is hard like that. He is stern like that as a person, but he doesn't go out of his way to yell at random people, right? He wants the best out of the product that you're making from his restaurants. But at the end of the day, he's a super understanding, empathetic person. And a lot of the guys that wanted to copy Ramsay's style and cop his style really didn't understand what that meant. Like, to be empathetic, to be a great chef in a way that like showcased leadership and stuff like that. So I just, yeah, again, like when it comes to Bourdain or anything like that, yeah, I have a video coming out and it's going to be pretty much about like why I miss him. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my hugest influences. Bourdain showed the people, the culture, the land, yeah, absolutely. And he was like ways for like people like me to be able to travel the world and try foods without even leaving my house. Does that make sense? Watch your back, Shark. Right? To me, that I know like there's a lot of like food creators and food YouTubers now that took up that mantle, but kind of Bourdain was like really the was vital to me as a young chef to do like stages outside of the country and do traveling for food. Like even when me and Shannon went traveling to Asia, that was the primary thing that we were doing. We didn't want to go see sights necessarily. We were all about trying to go see different food spots, try different food things, right? Yeah. What do you think about all that?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of true. Ramsay's is very structural, right? But the way Ramsay's recipes work is they're kind of known for, what do you call it? Like his is like very like French school. Like it's very culinary school, right? Where it's not as advantageous or adventurous necessarily as other chefs that you would have in this world. But that's my thing though. He's very strict because he worked under like Chef Pierre White. The older seasons are kind of better, yeah. Much better production too. Finally, no pork. Yeah, very much a less television thing. Absolutely, yeah. He was very on the money when it comes to... But I mean, then again, Ramsay isn't for everybody. I personally wouldn't go to one of his restaurants. Just because it's, again, it's a lot of like English style, French culinary. Like it's French school. It's like basically going to like culinary school again, right? And as cool as that is, man, it's it's super not for me. Okay, so in this pan, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and just a bit of this garlic confit oil into the pan, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and get this kind of screaming hot a little bit, right? I do need it to be like nice and warm. And Lilia, thank you so much for the follow. And IDGAF, hip. Yes, absolutely. How did I make that oil? This oil has had, what do you call it? Garlic lightly, slowly cooking in it for the past hour. So it's basically just regular oil. You put it on to like setting number 2 or setting number 2.5 until it starts kind of lightly bubbling. Put the garlic in, just let it go, and it's just been cooking for the last hour, so it makes it really super soft garlic, and then it infuses a lot of that garlic flavor into the oil. My cooking is way better. Lambo, come on now. Thank you so much, brother. Man, I hope so one day too, Colby. I really do. And bar grabs, bro. What's good?
It's Jay.
Hey, Jay. What is up, dude? How's your Sunday going, bro? Sorry, I'm not looking directly at the camera. My computer, my phone froze. So I'm looking at Shannon's right now. Yeah, I used to chill with Brandon. Oh, whoa. Another homie of Brandon's. Damn. Yo, my man knows like a ton of people. Yeah, wait a second. Jay, is it Biggie? Is this Biggie J? Yo, hey, thanks for so much for the follow as well. And Hat Trick Boss, thank you so much for the follow as well, brother. I appreciate you. No, okay. All right. Yeah, because like Jay's we know a ton of them, homie. All right, so I got this oil in the back. It's starting to get nice and warm. All right. Before that starts getting screeching hot, I'm going to go ahead. I got my marinated chicken. It's been marinating for at least for about an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and toss that bad boy in. Boom. Okay, I'm going to give my bowl just a quick rinse.
Chris is heading to bed.
Hey, Chris, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you for being here, man. I'll catch you again, all right? You have a great rest of your night.
I had a chicken called parsley.
Oh, okay. And Steal My Sunshine, by the way, one of my favorite songs. What kind of chicken? It is chicken thighs. It's thighs, bone in, skin on, that we just took the bone out of and just cut up. Really nice, tender piece of meat as well. So, just gonna go ahead and let that do its thing in the pan. Make sure the pan comes back up to heat. Okay. Oh, so it's like updating as it is, but
It's not actually doing anything now.
yeah. But it is updating to the count, which is hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, the chat part is just frozen.
Yeah. Okay, so right now, as it kind of stands, it's kind of almost like smells like an adobo, like the chicken adobo from the Philippines, right? Which is awesome. We're gonna go ahead and let this bad boy cook out, and I'm gonna take the meat out once it's fully cooked, so I can add the chicken back. The veg in to saute it, and then I'm just gonna throw all that stuff into a bowl and have it just rest and do its thing. Are my kids picky? Yes and no. It depends on the day. She's 7, so like you know how 7-year-olds are. It's kind of a hit or miss kind of situation. Yeah. Okay, so that's coming up to a nice saute. That's awesome. All right, so for this, I'm just gonna go ahead and right now give it a hit of the Chinese five spice. Just a couple bumps of that. A little bit of white pepper. Okay, and let that cook on and do its thing. Beautiful. Your son is 1.5 in June. Aw. Yeah, so far, like, it's awesome when they're young and they're not picky. You know what I mean? They can really curb the way they like to eat and get to know what kind of snacks they love. K Rose, cook for you, absolutely. If you're in Calgary, man, you know what I'm saying? Roll up. Oh, what I did for the chicken marinade. Okay, so for the marinade, very, very simple. Okay, so I cut up the chicken thighs. It's now marinated with a base of soy sauce. I chopped up a little bit of ginger. It has a little bit of it's ginger and green onions, right? That I chopped up, right? And then just let it do its thing and marinate. So in the pan, I gave it a sear. And while it's searing, I added a little bit, a couple of like small, like hits of Chinese five spice and a little bit of white pepper. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so I got my chicken already cooked. So you go ahead and throw that back into the bowl for now. All right, and we'll come back to this in a second. What this is going to do is it's going to allow it to rest. But what more importantly it's going to do is that it's going to, while it's resting, it's going to encourage all of the essential fats and juices to kind of render out a little bit into the bottom of the bowl, so that when you hit your vegetables with this chicken, it's going to help finish that vegetable off. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. Okay, so now I got this pan going again. And we're going to go ahead and start our, just do our vegetables and have that resting on the side, okay? So then after that, we're going to start our noodles, and we'll be pretty much good to go. Oh, also what I'm going to do here as well is that since I have it, I have a little bit of extra kimchi left over from this jar, and what's awesome is that it does have a bit of acidity. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and add that on top of the chicken while it's resting, while draining out a lot of the brine. Okay. Okay. And what that again is going to do is just add a good hit, a small hit of acidity and a sourness that is kind of required to kind of break through all of that savoriness. Okay. So now what I got here is it's going on the heat. I'm going to go ahead and start my mushrooms, right, with those pieces of garlic.
There's no sound, but I hear sound. Spiritual progress, not perfection. Maybe leave and come back because the sound seems okay.
Yeah, try coming in and coming back. I apologize. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. Just what I'm looking for here is just to get a good even sear on my mushrooms. And again, it is going to dry just a little bit, and I do have my full pieces of confit garlic in there. So what you're doing here is you're just kind of generally, as you see the garlic, just give it a crush down. Okay? Nice. Okay. And if it gets a little bit too dry, I always just add just a touch more of the garlic oil. By touch, I mean, for some reason, a couple tablespoons.
Oops.
So it's fine. Garlic and mushrooms is such a classic. Okay. You're gonna get that shined. Okay, just like that. Right. Again, you're not trying to fully cook them. Right. But you do want to get them to start getting soft and rendering down just a little bit. Okay.
Good job not using metal utensils.
Hey, yeah, you know what it is. Okay, then I'm going to add in all my red onions, and then I'm going to add in just the stalks of the gailan vegetables. All right, as much as possible, right? Because what you want to do is you want to just be able to cook up the gailan so that it becomes soft, like you would with broccoli stems. Okay, let that do its thing.
What's in the small frying pan?
What's in the small frying pan? I had garlic confit about an hour or so ago. So it's garlic. Now it's officially just garlic extracted oil with really super soft garlic. Rory in the house. What is good, dude? How are ya? Okay, so while I have this sauteing, all right, we're going to let that cook out for a couple minutes. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my carbonator.
If I added brown sugar to the marinade, would it thicken up too much?
Oh, you can definitely add a pinch of brown sugar to your marinade for sure. But not a crazy amount. Maybe if it's like a pound of meat per se, and maybe think about adding maybe a tablespoon. That looks bomb. Laura bars, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's gonna come out pretty dank, I think. Okay, so now we got the nice. The stems are starting to get nice and soft and starting to get warm. So just give them a couple more minutes to sit with that mushroom. Okay. Boom. Yeah. So then I'm going to go ahead with a small layer of the coleslaw mix. Again, you can just go grab a cabbage if you want to shred it up. You have more uses, but for me, I don't want to grab a whole head of cabbage, so instead I'm just going to just do this as a hack, since it is cheap. Okay, cabbage on top, and then the rest of the gailan leaves that have been chopped up on top of that. All right, and let that do its thing for a second. Because what we're going to do here is we essentially want to use the leaves to steam everything underneath. Then once that's, you can feel the heat on the top, then you'll give it a toss. All right. So now I have pre-cut. What do you call it? I have pre-cut fruit that I'm going to be using for like my daughter's lunches. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in just a shot of water.
Can you explain what kind of leaf that is and what it is?
Okay, so what this is, to explain what Gailon is, it's basically bok choy, but it's bok choy with a thicker root, all right? So it has this really great, bitter, but very still subtly sweet overall green flavor. It's like if kale met broccoli and bok choy at the same time, right? So what the leaves are is the Gailon leaves above the root stem, all right? Really, really great because they wilt down exactly like you would expect kale or spinach to do. Not as fragile as spinach, but not as bitter as kale. Right? It has a kind of a pepperiness to it that's awesome. All right, so now I got all my leaves incorporated, so I'm just gonna let that go for a couple seconds.
What happened?
Be careful, sweetheart. Have I been to Slurpee Swamps before? That's interesting. No, I haven't been to Florida in like quite some time either. Everything gives you gas. Hey, bro, you know how it is. Yeah, but you can definitely find this vegetable next to bok choy. I really enjoy it, especially for things like stir fries, and usually very, very cheap and cost effective overall. Okay, so now I have the leaves are nice and shiny, wilting. I'm gonna go ahead and add back in the chicken. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and start dessert while this is cooking off, and then I can throw this into a bowl, and I can start my noodles. All right, boom. What happened? Oh. Okay, so
Jesus loves you.
Hey, Jesus loves you too, man. Is there another name for it? Chinese broccoli or Chinese kale? Yeah, that's basically it. It refers to the Chinese broccoli or Chinese kale. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Okay, so in here I have just a little bit of water, just because you do need like a liquid base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead with just a few grapes. Those are going to go in. Right, I'm going to do a few hits of watermelon. Boom. I'm going to do a little bit of this honeydew. Okay.
Biggie cheese, creme fraiche.
Cream fraiche.
Right
Creme fraiche. Where's my cream fraiche? Fucking love that episode, dude. Kelly, what is good, dude? Great to see ya. How's your day? How's your Sunday? Okay, so that's what I got for fruit right there.
Is that gonna go okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It'll go just fine. So then I got the fruit kind of hanging over that.
It's all good.
It's all good. Then what I'm going to throw in here, you can use limeade. In this case, I'm using calamansi limeade.
Lemonade.
Or calamansi lemonade. But calamansi is basically like if you took a lime and a lemon, put it together, which is awesome. So what I'm going to do with this is that I'm going to go ahead and carbonate it. So I'll be right back. I'm actually going to go ahead and take this veg and meat out as well. Throw it back into the bowl.
Is that bowl big enough?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay.
You know me. Just live on the edge. It's fine.
Just over here judging them.
All right. Boom.
It's not a soda stream, Colby. We got like Walmart off-brand.
It's
for like $40.
Yeah, it was like $30. Because I've been thinking about trying it. You know, I always considered it, but never got it because it's like more of a luxury thing. Okay, so I'm going to leave the heat on. I'm just going to be right back, guys. I'm just going to carbonate.
Antonia, no, I worked for Starbucks for 17 years, so if you got coffee questions, I could answer some coffee questions. Also, hi everybody. his phone's not working, so he has to read off of mine.
All right. Fruit's been carbonated. Isn't that awesome? Right? So then when you pop it, right? Look at that. Boom. All right, so I'm gonna leave that as is for a second, and I'll get back to that in a moment. So here, what I'm gonna do is, when it comes to I'm gonna start on the garlic noodles. So now when it comes to the garlic noodles, what you need to start with is a good hit of butter. And I'm talking like a good hit of butter, because we are using like a very thick pasta. Okay, like that.
Bottomless porterfilter for a Cuisinart espresso. Cuisinart, I'd have to have a quick look around for you.
Are you talking about a replacement part?
Someone's asked me about espresso.
Oh yeah, you would know.
I mean, in our city, we do have a couple shops that deal with espresso machines and repair. So I would start, if you've got something local to you that is a specialty coffee repair shop, check with them first.
Right on. Okay guys, so what I did is I hit a butter, then I added raw garlic in, as well as a few of, like when I say a few, I mean like 6 or 8 cloves of the confit garlic. So you're gonna get a good hit of fresh buttered garlic, as well as a sweet confit garlic as well, okay?
Whale Boy's here.
Well boy! What is good, dude? Great to see you. How's your Sunday, brother? Okay, so this is the base pretty much of your sauce. Okay, because what you're trying to do is encourage a lot of that garlic flavor into your noodles, right? So then, I'm just gonna go ahead and take just a little bit of this garlic oil, throw it in, boom, right? Wait till the raw garlic starts taking on a bit of color, but without burning, all right? Super important. Next, let's see, it's cool.
Are you Filipino flavored?
I am Filipino flavored. Thank you for asking.
Hi, QL.
Hey, QL, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Fellow Pinoy, hey, right on, dude. I love it when there's all the Filipinos in the chat, baby. All right, so I got the butter is bubbling. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead with light soy sauce. Right, a little splash of that. I'm gonna go with a small hit, about a tablespoon maybe, of hoisin sauce. All right, I'm gonna go with a little bit of sugar, a couple hits of fish sauce.
Excuse me.
Sorry. Right, not too much fish sauce, but it is really good if you go in go heavy on it. Right, give that a stir. Right, then I'm gonna finish with a little bit of the Chinese cooking wine. Boom, just like that. So now here's the crossroads here. One of the important factors of this dish is actually adding like Parmesan cheese to it, right? Since Parmesan right now is at a premium, yeah, that'll do. Since it's at a premium, I decided not to use it. So instead, I'm going to be using just marbled cheddar, just for that cheesy factor. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead. Oh, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and add in my noodles. Oh, what I forgot to add in also to kind of help that salt factor is a splash of water, right? Because you don't want to over reduce. What do you call it? You don't want to over reduce the sauce. You just want it to be more of like a thicker soup kind of base. Then I'm using just a little bit of chicken stock base powder on that as well. Okay. Then you're just going to go ahead and take some of your noodles, toss that in. until it's like kind of, you don't want to over add noodles, but you do kind of want to have a bit of noodles to be able to be coated in the sauce.
You got a couple follows and 133 people in here.
Hey, thank you so much for the follow, Sir Beast and Rosanna Brez. Welcome, and thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, you got to measure with your heart, as it were, right? So I'm just going to use all the noodles because actually that should fit. Boom. Nice. Okay, give that another taste. Needs more savory, so I'm just going to add in just a touch more fish sauce.
Apal, good contact, bro.
Hey, thank you so much. Upal, thank you so much for the compliment, dude. I appreciate you for being here. Miss Stella, thank you so much for the follow. Miss Stella, hey, look, something that I, of course, always try to offer anybody that comes to my page or to my channel, by all means, if you have any questions about food, food culture, recipe questions, anything like that, please do not hesitate to give me a DM, dude. By all means, I always say reach out. Let me try to help you out if I can. And I always make sure to try to respond to you guys as much as humanly possible when I can. And Upal, thank you so much for the follow as well. Yeah, welcome to the community. You guys are going to love it here. We have amazing, amazing people in this community right now. Patulik, hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Okay, so then you're just going to go ahead into the thing. Green onions in. Boom. Right? A little bit of dark sesame. Right? And a little bit of dark soy sauce to add in just a little extra bit of that salt. Not a crazy amount, okay?
Tequila, what are we cooking up, boss?
What are we cooking up tonight, sir? Uncella, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. And 10 Kila, thank you so much for the follow. And what we are cooking tonight is some garlic noodles. So I'm basing this recipe on the, it's a version of like the crustaceans garlic noodle recipe. Right now we did a bit of soy chicken, right? It has a little bit of ginger, a little bit of green onion. And as well as we did some nice sauteed vegetables go with it. So some gailon, a little bit of cabbage, a little bit of red onion, and some nice sauteed button mushrooms. So now while the noodles are hot, kill the heat.
Oh, look, you can see my pins.
Hell yeah. You need a good beef and broccoli recipe and chicken chow mein. Yo, hey, hit me in the DMs for those. I definitely have those recipes for you. Don't you worry. Because I love beef and broccoli, dude. And chow mein, a good chow mein, like Chinese chow mein noodle, is something that I actually spent like a year learning and developing a recipe for myself. So please do hit me in the DMs as a reminder. I will happily give you my recipe. Okay? So while the...
Oh, interesting.
While I've killed off, like it is updating on the spot. It's just, it's not scrolling.
It is when I pin stuff.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so while I killed the heat, what I'm doing now is I'm just tossing...
Look.
Oh, no way. That's how it works. And yeah, so while I have the heat killed, it's off. I added the cheese. I'm just going to go ahead, toss the noodles so it then, what do you call it, emulsifies and melts the cheese onto the noodles themselves. Okay? Boom. Garlic noodles are done. Again, it's supposed to be done with Parmesan to give it that more salty effect, but hey, we're working with what we're working with. Okay? And how many times do I cook on here? It's usually 3 times a week. So I'm on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, except for this week because this month has literally been the busiest month for filming because I also do videography as well as I'm a sound engineer and designer. So I will be back on this Wednesday at the same time, 5 p.m. And as well, if you guys, just to make up for my Tuesday and Thursday not being here, if you guys are new, check out my page. Go to the, what do you call it, the link tree in the description. It'll have a link to my YouTube pages, and please check it out on Tuesday. I have a video coming out as to why I watch a lot of Anthony Bourdain's content and why I miss him. So please if you have a chance, go ahead, subscribe to those channels, stay updated to that, because I will have that video up coming soon.
Tankwill says this is inspiring.
It's inspiring.
Can this be good as leftovers?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This will be fire for leftovers, guaranteed.
And then I saw someone else asking questions.
All right.
Is it always Asian style food?
For
not
me,
always.
Not always, but I do find when you're trying to create like recipes that are more like economical and sustainable, you know, and like cost effective, Asian foods are kind of up there for me when it comes to cost efficiencies. But yeah, I do some like European style or French or Mediterranean style dishes, definitely. I just haven't done them as often recently even. Right on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get to plating, guys. And do I post this recipe in video somewhere? I do replays of my live streams on one of my YouTube channels, which is FYIE Official on YouTube, and I'll do replays of this. I don't often post my recipes. I will be posting my recipes on a upcoming Patreon. I know I said I'll have it out at the beginning of this month, but so many delays for me personally. So if you guys want the recipes or have any questions about the recipes or anything like that, please just reach out, DM me. I'll be happy to get back to you with anything that you ask, all right? And Jamie, thank you. Yeah, this is going to be relatively dank, I think.
Are you a pro chef?
Am I a pro chef? Yes. Absolutely. I've been professionally cooking for a little over 25 years now. I've just been out of the kitchen for roughly maybe 6 or 7 months, or as of September last year, just to take a break.
Where did you learn to cook?
Where did I learn to cook? I learned it at the School of Hard Knocks. I actually never went to school. I just started as a dishwasher when I was 13. And I really wanted to prove to myself and to pretty much everyone that you don't need a culinary education necessarily to become a great chef.
Hello from New Zealand.
Hey, New Zealand! Whoa! How are you guys doing out there?
Ewan wants to know, have you made the Korean salad? I said no. And then Never Ev, do you add MSG?
At this moment, pretty much the only MSG that I add in is anything that comes within any of my products. Like any of like the soy sauces or any of the pre-made or pre-built Asian sauces. That's pretty much the gist of it. I don't have like MSG crystals or anything like that, though I'm not opposed to using them. Okay, so now I got my really clean noodles down on the plate. Boom, you can see it steaming, gorgeous and hot. So then I'm going to go ahead and spoon over just a little bit of the soy chicken and vegetables.
Raya says, start over, I just got here.
You just got here?
And I said, well, okay, we'll throw it out the window.
Well, yeah, we'll start again. Yo, hey, if you want to replay, by all means, this will be up by Thursday or Friday on my Fuck You, I'm Eating official channel. So if you want this recipe, by all means, go to that spot. It'll be there for you. If you have any questions about the recipe itself, by all means, reach out. I'm happy to answer any questions that you got. So we got that right there. And of course, we're just going to go ahead and finish it with just a little bit of that freshness. So I'm just going to add in just a little bit extra chopped green onions. Okay. And I would also recommend, if you have them, roasted peanuts, toasted sesame seeds as well. Would add that little extra bit of crunch. Actually, let's see if we have any. Not really. Yeah.
Miss Stella says, my partner would love me if I could cook like this.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? It just takes trying, but I'm sure they'll love you anyways for any food.
Says it could be a $20 dish at the restaurant.
Oh, easily a $20 dish. Oh yeah. And who hit the follow? D Dressers, thank you so much for the follow as well. What kind of meals do I make? I pretty much try to make any kind of meal. It depends on who's requesting a type of meal that they'd love to see, or it really depends on if we will go to the market and I see something that inspires me to cook in that way. Raya, thank you so much for the follow as well. Anyone can cook, absolutely. According to Remy as well. You know what I'm saying? Chef Gusto. For real, I believe that. I believe that because like I'm not a smart person, and you know what I mean? It's just I do believe anyone can legitimately cook. So right here, that's the finished product. Nice steamy garlic creamy noodles, bit of chicken, soy chicken stir fry, nice stir fried garlic vegetables on top, right? Super dope. So then we're just gonna move quickly on to the fruit aspect, and we are pretty much good to go for our day, guys.
Have you ever made Indian food?
Oh yes. Actually, remember we made Indian food not too long ago. I had a homeboy, my friend Indy, came onto the channel.
To make buttered chicken.
And we made butter chicken with what do you call it? Phyllo pastry samosas.
How much approximately would all the ingredients cost here?
To be honest with you, okay, so I'll do a really quick breakdown. So I was able to get, so the chicken thighs itself was a 6-pack of thighs, skin on, bone in. That was, how much was it? It was like $7, but it was 30% off because you have to use it by the end of tomorrow. I was going to use it today, so 30% off of $7. So that comes out to roughly about a little over $5, right, for 6 pieces of chicken.
I eat it myself.
The spaghetti noodles themselves for the pack was $1.77. The green onions were running about $1.39 per like stack. The ginger was also running something nothing too crazy. I think it was also it's $2.50 per pound, and I only bought like a thumb's worth, like enough like boom, right? So that probably came out to 77 cents. And all the seasonings and stuff I already have on deck. Those will cost the most, but you're only using a small fraction of them. So they're pretty much maybe 5 or 10 cents of sauce or liquids for that. The mushrooms themselves, those were $5 with 30% off. The garlic was $3.56 for almost a pound of peeled garlic. I used half a pound roughly, but I'm going to be also using the oil and the leftovers for garlic breads and other recipes, which is great. The cheese, this is $5, but I only used a little bit of it. So you're talking about, in terms of portioning size, another 50 to 70 cents. Like pretty much the whole meal itself, I would say for the amount of volume that I'm getting out of it, it'll probably cost, I'm going to say about $8, between $8 and $10 to feed about 4 people. You can add more noodles because you're using pennies for the dollar on the sauces. Bulk up your starches, use up and keeping in mind, I didn't use all the vegetables, right? I used like fractions of vegetables so I can save them for other recipes. So those are a key part of meal planning. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead.
Where did you use the cheese?
I actually used it on the pasta. I put a sprinkling on top, killed the heat, and gave it a toss to use the cheese to thicken the actual pasta noodles themselves. And they're nice, glossy, all that good stuff. So now I have my calamansi, lemonade, and fruit, carbonated. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump these guys out. Again, that's watermelon, that's honeydew, and it's grapes. Okay.
Does the meal get cold while you make the salad?
No. Shannon's actually right now staring at it, so she's going to be...
I'm eating it.
So she's going to be snacking on it pretty quick. It does get cold when I try to eat it because I usually try to take a picture of this and post it on my TikTok, so it does take a hit, if you will. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and rinse out this straining spoon. Okay, so check this out. For this like Korean fruit salad, essentially we're gonna go ahead and take all this fruit, it's gorgeous, carbonated calamansi fruit, into a bowl.
Lambo wanted to see the plating at the end, but I'm stuffing my face.
Sorry, Lambo. Shannon's like, I'm hungry. I'm like, word, get after it. Okay, so we got a bunch of this in the bowl. Just gonna go ahead and pull the rest of this. Bam. Yes.
What was the fruit soaking in?
So the fruit, what it was soaking in, is I have some calamansi.
Right there, Lambo. I'm eating it.
So what I got here is the liquid itself was a small hit of water just to make sure that there was extra liquid, and calamansi lemonade. All right, that I purchased. I think the actual bottle itself was like a liter and a half for $2, $2-3, which isn't bad because I'm going to end up using it for a bunch of other things and drinking it. So it's going to be that carbonated using the carbonating like soda stream type thing.
How long was it soaking for?
And I carbonated it, and it's been soaking for roughly about 5 to 10 minutes. So now what we're left with is carbonated fruit. Are you Chamorro? No. Chamorro, where's that from? Okay, so the next step with your fruit, now that it's been had a chance to just do a quick marinade, is I'm going to take some of that liquid, just pour it to the bottom. Boom. All right.
He's John Santos.
Fucking, yo, my man out here with the John Santos jokes, bro. Yeah, no, carbonated fruit necessarily isn't possible. You can carbonate citrus, because that's been proven. But what I did is I carbonated it so...
Guam is where Chimero's from.
Oh, because the point of carbonating it is that when you force air pressure into anything that has water value, like watermelon, or anything like melon, that has like a good amount of ripeness and sugar, what it does is it forces liquid to get pushed in and liquids to get pushed out, right? You're not necessarily carbonating the actual fruit, whereas in, say, oranges, you're actually displacing oxygen within each one of the pods and cells. That's what technically makes it carbonated. Okay, so I got some of the carbonated calamansi juice or lemonade on the inside. I have strawberry milk.
Oh, weird. All right.
Yeah.
I'm here for this shit.
Yeah, dude. Okay. And usually you would throw in a little bit of condensed milk, since I'm not going to use that. And at the same time, you'd also throw in things like ice, crushed ice. But since these have been in the fridge and they're nice and cool anyways, this right here, guys, is a Korean style fruit salad.
Shop. There it is.
Yeah, exactly. Carbonated fruit is just kind of, it has like a fizziness to it, right?
They
Yeah.
have a soda.
Oh man, that's fire.
They don't have a soda stream.
You don't have a soda stream? If you have, the other solution to not having a soda stream is you can also take the only other way that I know of is you take one of those like whipped cream, like you put the CO2 canister into your whipped cream, put your fruit inside of that with a little bit of like water, and then close it, hit it with 2 things of CO2, right? And then wait a couple seconds, give it a shake, wait a couple seconds, and then empty some of the gas out, open it up, and then you should be left with carbonated both liquid and fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the grape took on a lot of that, but the watermelon definitely did. Try the watermelon.
Oh, weird. Yeah.
Weird, right?
Okay.
It's so good.
They're asking if you could use carbonated lemonade instead.
You could, but you won't force the carbonation into the fruit, but you will get it. If you marinate your fruit in that carbonated lemonade, it's still going to be just as good because all the fruit will then have been like, you're extracting the fruit flavor into the juice, and likewise the lemonade into your fruit. It's just going to be an amazing
Do you
mix.
chill the fruit and then...
Yes, absolutely. Dan Johnson, my man. Yeah, I do chill the fruit as much as humanly possible if you can freeze it. I mean, not freeze it all the way, but give it a good chill. Make sure it's cold because this is a great summertime recipe. And what is in fruit salad? Essentially today what I used was 2 types of melon, which is your honeydew, your cantaloupe. I have
crap.
a couple types of grapes. and chopped up watermelon, essentially. And then what I did is I carbonated those fruits in calamansi lemonade with a little splash of water. What that does is it extracts a lot of the flavors into each other, so into the liquid and into the fruit. Boom. So in the bowl, it's your fruit, some of the calamansi lemonade, and then I finished it off with some strawberry milk. And usually in the summertime, especially in Seoul, you'll see them adding crushed ice as well. The garlic noodles, yes, absolutely. So what you're doing is essentially you're making spaghetti noodles, or you can use Chinese egg noodles, essentially. And this is your recipe, right? A bunch of garlic, a hit of soy sauce, a small dash of hoisin, right? You're going to just put a small hit of sugar, and then you're also going to start all of this with a good hit of butter. And then when you deglaze, when you add in your, what do you call it? Your noodles, you're just going to toss it till it gets loose. Then you're going to just add in just maybe a cup of chicken broth, just to loosen it up even further. That's it.
The pin
comment. Would the lemonade not spoil the milk? No, not really. It does, I'm sure it will separate, but remember, this milk is not if it was cream, it would definitely separate it. But in this case, you're eating it fast enough that, quite frankly, it's not really, it is kind of separating, but it's not really at the same time. And add sugar, regular milk, and add sugar.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hold on, there's one more.
Yeah, I wanted the strawberry milk because that's what I saw online, and I thought that was crazy. Hoya! I mean, Sin, you fucking guy. I love Rory's, man. All right.
I think it's
I think that's pretty much it, guys. So we're pretty much at the end of the road here. Again, I want to say thank you guys for showing up. All the regulars, anybody that's new, thank you again for following. I will be reposting all of my these lives again to my YouTube channel. So again, if you guys are new here, hit my page, go to my link tree. You'll see all of my YouTube pages just kind of linked there. So be sure to hit subscribe on that. As well, since I'm not on Tuesday, I will be back on Wednesday, 5 p.m. as usual. Oh yeah, the japcha is different than this. Is more like a street food. Yes, and as usual, I will be back on Wednesday, just because I'm not back on Tuesday or Thursday. But to make up for my Tuesday and my Thursday, please, on Tuesday, go to my YouTube channel. It'll be both on my Fuck You I'm Eating official channel and my John Japanda channel. And I will do a quick talk about, what my influences are, why I love Anthony Bourdain and all that good stuff, all right? Rory.
We're using my phone to read on. I can't tap like.
Yeah. Interesting and cheaper. Right on. I'll actually keep that in mind, Guapo, for sure. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you all for... Oh, yeah, cool. But I appreciate you guys for all showing up, man. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and I will catch you all on Wednesday, right? 5 p.m. Mountain Time. You all take care. I don't know if I can actually... You all take care. I don't know if I can actually exit... Yeah, take care, y'all. Can actually exit. Yeah, take care, y'all.